Chapter 1: The New Recruit. The military base buzzed with the usual rhythm of controlled chaos, boots hitting the ground in tight formations, sergeants barking commands, and engines rumbling in the distance. Camp Rosedale was known for its strict discipline and tradition, a place where hierarchy mattered and everyone knew their place. Sergeant Clay Henderson, a hardened man of 38, with 20 years of service etched into the lines of his face, walked across the training yard with a clipboard in hand. He had just been handed a transfer file that made him raise an eyebrow. A civilian, technically not a recruit assigned to assist the support team during operation. The file simply said, **** Alex Vega. Age, 29. Assignment, maintenance support. Clearance, level 3. Authorized by command. ***. Her expression was unreadable, eyes steady but calm. There was no visible rank on her sleeve, no indication of background, just that quiet presence that felt trained. It was odd, but not unheard of. Sometimes civilians worked on base as cooks, drivers, or janitorial staff. Still, this name tugged at something in his memory. When he reached the maintenance building, he saw her. "You are on latrine duty, South Barracks daily. Start now." Short in stature but with a posture that screamed confidence, she wore a plain gray uniform with her dark hair tied back neatly. "You Vega?" Clay asked. "Yes, Sergeant," she replied, her tone respectful but neutral. He handed her a mop. No photo, bare minimum data, authorized by a high-level general. His instincts were screaming, this woman was no janitor. She greeted everyone but stayed detached. A few soldiers made offhand remarks behind her. "Back to squaria, mop girl. Waste of clearance," but she never responded. She nodded without flinching, took the mop, and turned to go. But as she moved, her sleeve shifted slightly, and Clay's entire world tilted. The Black Vipers on, off the books recon, an extraction team disavowed 5 years ago after a mission in Central Africa went horribly wrong. A black viper, a symbol not meant for the light of day, twisting, coiled in an attack stance, inked in harsh lines on her upper forearm, faint, like it had been there for years. Then, in a quieter voice, she said, "Let sleeping ghosts lie, Sergeant. I am only here for 90 days." His breath caught in his throat. That tattoo was not a fashion statement. It was a mark known only to those who had crossed into the most elite circles of special operations. Only 6 operatives had ever been confirmed members. Only 3 had survived the fallout. One of them was codename *** Vega, but that agent was listed as deceased. Chapter 2: Whispers and doubts. While junior officers scrambled with incomplete instructions, someone took over calmly. That evening, Clay sat in his bunk staring at the folder again. The next morning, he watched her work. She moved efficiently, never rushing, never slacking. She guided soldiers into containment zones, rerouted foot traffic, and even handled the drone control system to scan areas the standard team had missed. He finally confronted her during break hour. "You were not always mopping floors, were you?" She looked up from her canteen, eyes steady. "Everyone serves where needed. But that tattoo should not concern you, Sergeant." Clay folded his arms. "It does when people under my command are hiding things." She hesitated. It was meant to end the conversation, but it only deepened the mystery. Chapter 3: The Emergency Drill. 1 week later, Camp Rosedale ran a sudden emergency simulation. Code red: full lockdown. A chemical leak scenario with multi-layered response protocols. Panic set in among the younger troops. Orders came down rapidly, and confusion spread in the barracks. Not a ranking officer, not a sergeant, not a lieutenant. Alex Vega. She moved like someone who had trained teams in war zones. Within 15 minutes, the leak was contained. By then, the base commander had arrived, watching with narrowed eyes. After the drill ended, Clay found himself standing in the commander's office with Vega beside him. "You led that response," the commander said flatly. "I reacted where there was a gap, sir," she answered. The commander nodded slowly. "You did not overstep. You filled a void. That is a difference only real leaders know." He paused, then looked at Clay. "Tell no one. Let her work in peace." Clay left, more puzzled than before. Chapter 4: A mission unfolds. Weeks passed, and rumors began to spread about Strange activity on the outskirts of Camp Rosedale. Clay's unit was dispatched for reconnaissance, but they found nothing conclusive. That night, Clay caught Vega quietly uploading data from a drone tablet to an encrypted USB. "You are not just maintenance." She looked at him, tired but honest. "No, and I have found enough to know the breach is real. I am investigating a breach. Someone on this base is feeding intel, and they are good at hiding it." He stared. "Why use a janitor cover?" She smiled faintly. "No one suspects the cleanup. No one notices the person emptying trash. They speak freely around me. Why? Tell me now. Because I need help. I trust your instincts. You served in Black Sierra, did you not?" He nodded slowly. "They worked at night, quietly, gathering proof. Over a month, the pieces fell together. A logistics officer had been transmitting base layouts and movement schedules to an unlisted satellite receiver. Then, you know what I am risking? I buried 6 men whose names are still classified. You do not know who I am." Chapter 5. The Reveal. Clay helped her install surveillance tools, review logs, and decode comms traffic. One night, they caught him. Alex stepped from the shadows, not in uniform, but holding her old sidearm serial wiped, custom grip. The officer froze, then laughed. "Whether the system still values discipline, not just stars on the shoulder, I wanted to prove to myself that the mission matters more than the recognition." "I'm up, girl." Seriously, she stepped closer. "I led 12 Black Viper extractions. I watched my team die in Mali." When he reached for his concealed weapon, she disarmed him in a blink. Clay cuffed him. The breach was over. Chapter 6. Truth and Respect. After the arrest, Clay and the base commander sat across from Vega in the security room. The commander said, "Why stay hidden? Why not return in full rank?" "Because I wanted to see who the army had become. And now, my work is done here. I will leave tonight's real name. Confirmed status, Captain Alexandra Vega. Special Reconnaissance Division. Black Viper. Classified level Alpha." Clay stood. "You earned more than that." But she shook her head. "I already served. Let the new ones lead now." Chapter 7. One last mark before leaving. Vega returned the mop to the supply closet. Clay found it the next day wrapped in a cloth, with a simple note. "Real strength never needs to shout. It cleans, watches, learns, and when needed." Taped to the mop handle was her military ID. Clay smiled. The entire base would remember the janitor who never asked for respect but earned it from every soldier.